Yeah, man, we had some difficulty with Orca. He got pissed for some reason because, all right, man, just speak. He had a moment. He had one of those moments. He has those weird moments when he just bitches out like all you, man.
No, that's mostly his fault, by the way. He doesn't let me speak. And yes, again, we are taking into account the ideas of this woman. But she's basically trying to imply that uh, the woman, basically in her late life, gets humbled. By the way, gets humbled and goes for more grounded expectations for guys. But the problem here is, by the time she gets grounded, she doesn't get grounded because she has got quote unquote maturity or something. She's getting into more grounded expectation because she realizes that A, chat doesn't want her long term, and B, that normies are her only option. Otherwise, she's gonna end up like a cat lady.
And not
And
even like cat lady, dude. It's not even the cat lady thing. I I think that a lot of women are simply they just need some kind of social support. The thing that they always talk about, that they have these social circles to fall back to. When they turn 30, they stop having these social circles. Guys also have social circles. In fact, I would like to argue that guys have better social circles, but women's are more backstabby, and they also fall apart as the women age, just like the men's friend circles. So they need a
no,
partner.
men's, I would argue. Yeah, I would argue that men's friend circle improves rather over time because there are so many activities that old guys do better. Like this is not for India, but like golf clubs and all of that shit.
Yeah, those aren't just rage bait, man. Like, the truth is worse than the rage bait, like I said. So I
Also, the thing
replied,
is,
so she, wait a moment, I let you speak, don't bitch out this time. And I replied, equally difficult only if you are going after a certain demographic of men. And before this, in the comments, you were saying, oh, you have comprehension issues. Finding someone attractive and being with them is not. Bro, the thing is, educated women are generally with men that they find attractive, and everything else just falls into place. If they find them attractive, they treat them good, and that incentivizes those men to treat them good in return. Alag baat hai, now it's
it's a
different if that's long term. Now let me just read the comment for a moment. Only certain men have the mentality and the resources to sleep around in their 20s. So most women have been with such exact, like what you said. Most of the music, such as that from Taylor Swift, targeted at young women and that resonates with them, is such men leaving them broken. Like people.
yeah, most of the time it will be guys like Sean O'Brien. You remember the music video?
Yeah,
Right?
this is a comment that I'm showing on the screen right now. She was writing this to another. You have comprehension issues. Finding someone attractive, wanting to be them with them are two different things. I find SRK attractive. I must want a relationship with him, right? You are a walking, like Mac and Murphy made a video on this. This is bullshit when women say this. This is a grapes are sour syndrome case. You aren't going to have SRK. Like, I was watching some of SRK's younger pics. I mean, we may have underrated him a little bit because he has, like, other than his side profile, the front isn't all that bad, to be honest. The front is really good.
Also, you have to consider facts like, first of all, the comprehension point is completely bullshit. And I would like to point out a statistical nuance here because in the grand scale of things, if it comes out to average guy and average girl are getting laid around the same time because you need a guy to fuck a girl, right? So on average, it would seem like the guys and the girls are getting laid the same. But
And also,
instead of looking at the mean, we should look at the median. The median is what's the amount of time most guys get laid? Because in average, क्या होता है, like the Jads who are like out of the reference range, like statistically like far end of the graph when they are concluded. So it balances out in average, right? So but in median checks
yeah, median is
what's
different.
the amount of time. Yeah, median is like what's the most amount of possibility.
And yeah,
Like
she
how
says
many
another
times.
thing, if you are 30 and expect a woman or man to have never dated by then, you are delusional to the core and have no touch with reality. That's when I reacted to her. Uh, and just wait till they are a bitter jaded 30-year-old with 30 mental health issues who overworks you, demands you have a government job. This is the main thing about guys going for all of these government jobs. So when they are older, they can buy some action. And she reminds you that she's doing the housework, which is low effort. Like also most men in their 20s are single. Of course, she believes that she is not going for those attractive men. She is going for those attractive men. She also, interjects other good qualities onto them.
Now, again, I would like to reference the balloon
Also, there's
study
a,
here.
there's
The
a thing
average
as well. There's also something true. When you generally treat people better, they tend to behave better with you. They don't have to be really feel good about you altogether. This is personally something that works for me. I've talked to a lot of girls whom I really don't like personally, but they behave all right with me, so I don't mind. I don't like their personality. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's why probably it doesn't work for me because I'm just too straight up on their face. But again, apart from that, not bringing myself again and controlling my narcissism. What actually happens is I would like to reference the Bologna study here. Average woman rates an average guy a 3, right? So when she's saying that she just wants an above average man, according to her rating, it's 6, and 6 again in terms of black pill rating is somewhere sitting around 7.5 to 7.75.
Now,
Probably a
don't
guy
think
like
you might think, bro, that's a small difference, brother. It's not a small difference. You have no idea what's the
ocean.
difference between 6 and 7.5.
Yeah, that's a
0.5
different
points is order of 2.
Yeah, unless you are talking about 9 to 9.5, then it diminishes. But when it comes to the mid-tier rating, even half a point of difference
Yeah,
makes
mid upper
a difference.
area is where it's at. So I
Yeah,
wrote
so it
women.
could be a
So
difference
what?
between a
So
guy
I
like him.
holy shit.
It
So
could
I
be a
wrote.
difference.
What? Yeah, you've spoken. Now let me speak. Women aren't getting with men. So I wrote women aren't getting with men if they aren't like 5 times richer. Now I didn't say 5 times with a particular stat in my head. It's just that if you are average height, let's say you have to make 3 times the average income. If you are like a neotenous face like Asians have like 6 times, I kind of just made it off my head. But there's stats behind it as well. There's stats behind it as well. So when they realize that they cannot get that, now she completely skips this bit. She goes on to argue about where are you getting this data about women not getting with men if they are not 5 times. I'm not telling you that it's always the case. They realize that they cannot get those men, and because a lot of women are mentally weak, now realize this, guys, women are not better suited at isolation than men. It may seem like that because their definition of alone and single is far different from us. These
Yeah, when
days,
she says that
these
she
days,
thinks that
women
there
just
are 100
stay
guys in her
single.
team.
So I just said that if they cannot get those guys to settle, they either just stay single or settle, which is a diminishing occurrence. I never said that settling is not a thing. Settling will always remain a thing because a lot of women are simply not capable of making their own money for obvious reasons. Because not every woman has over 100 IQ, right? And not every woman is built for that 9 to 5 life, right?
Yeah, even 100 IQ is kind of low balling because in average IQ in the Western world is 120. So I would believe that average woman would
No,
have
it's not.
somewhere
120 is not like the average IQ. 120 is the average IQ in only one group, dude. It's the average
No,
IQ in
it's
Jews.
okay. No, it's no. I believe that in the Nordic nations it's like 100 above 100 the average IQ.
Yeah, above 100, but it's like 102, something like that. Uh,
With
those
this,
are like smaller sample sizes. Now she says, please share the stats. I was not going to share stats with her. If she was genuinely interested, she might as well have looked up. She might as well have given it a shot. That Ayush, हमारी
no,
जो
I mean,
ministry है, it's so fucking focused on people's feelings. It's not going to say, yeah, man, Indian culture is fucked up. It basically makes a lot of women get raped in marriages. That's not what they're gonna admit, man. That's or for that matter, South Asian countries in general or Islamic countries in general. In these countries, a woman's body is a man's right.
I mean, apart from that, I think that you should have provided the stats because there is something known as intellectual honesty and
Like you have to
just provide
understand, man.
them.
Sometimes people are just so fucking tired they don't even provide stats anymore.
No, but you have to be better than them at least. At
I
least
mean,
you
I
would have the
understand
upper
I have to
hand.
do better than that, but sometimes with people who are so neck deep in this, oh, personality, bro, you don't genuinely feel that incentive to help them out. Like, you cannot argue with every normie. You can just sometimes hope that they have the incentive themselves. And honestly,
Also,
does it
again,
ultimately matter? Does it ultimately matter? A woman has to go to night go to night sleeping, believing that she is right. That is the
Also,
lens
guys,
of
when she
self-righteousness that she was starting from. Like, she believes that humility, humor, all of that stuff is the only thing that she's going for. But somehow, the only guys she ever met or dated are guys who have a very high body count.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was coming for in my last dialogue. Is that when she said that she's going for humility, confidence, empathy, and all of that, and she says that I just want an above average guy, and as we concluded that above average guy in her eyes is somebody who is borderline Chad,
Well, maybe not
oh
that.
Chad,
Maybe not
ideal.
that. In India, maybe it's like something like 6.57, something like that. Maybe in the West, it's
Yeah, maybe.
different.
Yeah, maybe it's maybe in India is different, but I'm talking as an average because most of our viewers are from Anglosphere and one Afghanistan guy.
And there's one
uh,
dude from Germany.
yeah, that stays.
Yeah, man,
That
that
stays.
that motherfucker is one sadistic piece of shit.
Yeah, so, yeah, so when they say that they just want an above average guy, they are talking about a child light. So when they are talking to you and they conclude that I just want a guy who is confident, who is charismatic and all of that, in her mind, by default, she wants a guy who is a child light and has confidence, empathy, and that
Also,
shit. And when you're above it,
you have to realize that humans don't like to take accountability for what they do. There's research on this that people who have, I think I don't remember the exact term for this. It's called dishonest signaling. Like when you are not attractive, when you are not of high social status for a change. Let's say if you are not very attractive, and if you behave confident, that kind of sends a like try hard sort of uh, message. Then this works for men as well. This honestly works for men as well. Men don't like women who put on a lot of makeup. They like a little bit of makeup. Yeah, then makeup starts getting diminishing returns, right?
yeah, it's like you have to plot a graph. On the x-axis you have attractiveness, on the y-axis you have confidence, or let's say belief in yourself. If you are low on the x-axis, which means you are like 3, 4, 5, 6 on the attractiveness scale, but 7, 8, 9 on the confidence scale, you will be seen as arrogant.
Yeah, that's
And on the flip side, if you are 7, 8, 9 on the look scale and 3, 4, 5 on the confidence scale, you
you
will
would be
be seen
seen
as
as mysterious.
humble. Yeah, humble,
Yeah,
mysterious.
which is something you are definitely not. You piece of shit.
Yeah, you are just faking it for the pussy.
Yeah, brother, stop. I mean, I get it, dude. You're gonna say shit to me like this, and this is true. I'm not even gonna deny this shit. Like, man, when it comes to people in this community, I kind of relate hard to DBDR. Like, trying to run into, except for sleeping with a 60-year-old. Like, come on, man, that's just fucked up. Uh, I mean, he's always gonna get trolled for that. Like, there's no other way around it. But the issue is, man, like I kind of have a thing. I still have a little corner in my soul that still hopes, but I try to kill it all the time.
Yeah, you should probably try killing yourself as well. I mean, you can delete this
You are
video
not
for like,
supposed to say that on the internet. Like, let's rope max together, guys. Like, rope maxing public. Oh, never mind. Fuck this shit. We can't be saying this shit.
let's
Yeah.
create Purani 2.0.
The saddest thing in the history of the Black Pill is Hamoudi and Rehab Room were about to shoot some content together, and it ended up not happening. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the worst fate
we
of
will see
humanity
you in the
possible.
next video. And this was one delusional woman to talk to, and now I've let Saint Orca go. So it's over for this video. Hopefully, it's not over for you.